Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Thursday evening, so let's begin. First up, Governor Chris Sununu issues stay-at-home order for New Hampshire. Governor tells all non-essential businesses to close. Let's take a listen to that video from WR News 9.
OC Ramps offers skateboard ramp kits that are pre-drilled, pre-cut, and deliver with free shipping to your door.
The decisions we've made are tough, but they're consistently moving in step with the escalating COVID-19 crisis here in New Hampshire. Today I'm announcing 3 significant actions in our continued response to COVID-19 that will be officially released tomorrow morning. First, the state of New Hampshire will be issuing a stay-at-home order and directing all non-essential businesses that have not already voluntarily closed to end in-person and public interacting operations by midnight, Friday, March 27th. Over the past 24 hours, we've received calls and requests for a mandatory shelter-in-place. This is not a shelter-in-place. We are not closing down transportation, I'm not closing our borders, and no one will be prevented from leaving their home. I want to be clear, no governor can shut down their border. No governor can prohibit another state's residents from entering their state. But in taking these actions, we're aligning with our regional partners who have issued similar orders. We all know that New Hampshire and Massachusetts are closely intertwined. Our businesses, our families, our communities. And in an effort to be consistent across the board, we're taking today's steps to align with our regional partners. I'd like to add some clarity as to what is deemed essential. Healthcare facilities, gas stations, grocery stores, convenience stores, hardware stores, homeless shelters, food banks, animal health services, restaurants, breweries, just to name a few, are all considered essential. While the spread of COVID-19 in New Hampshire has not reached the level of other nearby states, we are putting ourselves in a strong position with these proactive measures to slow the spread of the virus. This order outlined today instructs Granite Staters to stay at home unless absolutely necessary. And while we appreciate that many in New Hampshire have been following our recommendations and have done a commendable job at practicing social distancing, today's steps elevate our message to Granite Staters that they should stay at home unless absolutely necessary by codifying it in this emergency order. Additionally, the state will be closing all state beaches along the seacoast effective midnight on Friday. We cannot stress this enough. You should stay at your house unless absolutely necessary. Of course, it will not prevent you from leaving your home to go on a walk or when heading to the store or if you need groceries or simply going to work. But beyond essential necessities, you should not be leaving your home. These are tough decisions. They really are. But at the end of the day, we know that the worst may still be ahead of us. And I have the responsibility of doing what is right for the 1.35 million Granite Staters in our great state. It will take sacrifice, but New Hampshire is resilient and we will get through it. The stay-at-home order will be effective until May 4th, 2020, and in order to align with our previous orders, we're extending our remote learning order also until May 4th, 2020. This continuation will provide teachers, parents, and students the ability to plan ahead for the coming weeks. Finally, we're taking great steps today to ensure childcare and daycare facilities remain open and accessible for our essential workers and answering the call to serve. In coordination with the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation, the state has crafted an innovative public-private partnership that will ensure that essential workers have access to childcare in an environment that is safe and comports to CDC guidelines.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Again, you heard the governor in that video issuing a stay-at-home order in New Hampshire. And if you want to see that video, again, we will share a link with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page after the broadcast. COVID-19 in New Hampshire, what you need to know. Let's take a look. 137 number of people in New Hampshire who have tested positive for COVID-19. 446 number of people worldwide who have tested positive for COVID-19. 1 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 19 number of people hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 1,046 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. 0 cases in Coos, 22 cases in Grafton, 7 cases in Carroll, 8 cases in Belknap, 5 cases in Merrimack, 7 cases in Stratford, 1 case in Sullivan, 1 case in Cheshire, 30 cases in Hillsborough, and 56 cases in Rockingham. New cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple are daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalizations, and in the red are deaths. Common symptoms: fever, cough, and difficult breathing. In massive increase, more than 21,000 people filed unemployment claims in New Hampshire last week. State increased Myers national spike in claims to 3.3 million. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Meantime, the first state unemployment benefits paid out under new rules went out this week, 1 day earlier than planned. That's less than a week after the governor issued his executive order. Over 41,000 new people registered for unemployment from March 17th through the 24th.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire colleges postpone graduation ceremonies. College officials push back ceremonies out of concern over COVID-19. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Jamie Stateston.
When you move homes, you move more than just yourself. That's why Xfinity has an easy-to-use online experience to get your TV and internet up and running in a matter of minutes.
Awesome.
Simple, easy, awesome. Click, call, or visit a store today to get started.
Not even in the summer is UNH usually this empty, and now it may be even longer before seniors are seen roaming around campus. Graduation ceremonies set for May 16th have been postponed. The president making this announcement to students. We heard loud and clear from our graduates and their families that they want a ceremony, even if it is postponed, and they want it to be in person. In response, we are canceling honors convocation and postponing commencement to a future date.
I actually heard the news yesterday from LinkedIn. The president shared a video.
Graduate students Eric McNeely and Samantha Roberts say they were both looking forward to their hooding ceremonies at graduation this spring.
I just don't see how that's really viable depending on when the timeline is for stuff like simmering down. Because if undergrads are back on campus, they can't really have a full graduation. So I don't know how that's going to work.
I was a little disappointed. I do understand, though, where it's coming from just because this is so serious. So hopefully that our hooding ceremony is able to get pushed back so at least the 23 of us are able to have what we've worked towards this whole year.
And 2 other college graduations in New Hampshire are still on at this point. Dartmouth College, set for June 14th. Officials at Granite State College are meeting to discuss their options. In Durham, Jamie Staten, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Flagger dead after being struck by SUV in Derry. Driver faces DUI charge. Kevin Nagler charged with felony DUI. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
First, some breaking news for you. A dairyman is facing a felony DUI charge following a deadly crash on East Broadway this morning. Police say around 9:30, Kevin Nagel hit a flagger who was controlling traffic at a repair site. That worker was pronounced dead at the hospital. His name has not yet been released.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Coronavirus in Massachusetts, Thursday, March 26th. Update. Let's take a look. New cases, 579. Tested, 23,621. Total cases, 2,417. Hospitalizations, 219, and deaths, 25. Coronavirus cases in Maine jumped to 155. First evidence of community transmission in York County. 6 people have now recovered from the virus. And now let's take a look at that U.S. stock market and see how the U.S. stock market closed for this Thursday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you for this Thursday evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green and went up. Your Nasdaq closed in the green, went up. S&P 500 closed in the green and went up. Gold closed in the green, went up. Oil closed in the red and went down. US 10-year closed in flat. Euro/USD closed in the red and went down. And VX closed in the red and went down. Dow rallies more than 1,300 points, capping its biggest 3-day surge since 1931. Stocks surge for a third straight day Thursday as investors shrugged off the release of record-breaking potential jobless claims, while the Senate passed a massive economic settlement bill aimed at the coronavirus outbreak. Coronavirus live updates. Como calls settlement bill reckless. Coronavirus has now killed more than 23,000 people around the world. A pandemic of the novel coronavirus has now killed more than 23,600 people around the world, including at least 1,136 people in the United States. Worldwide, there are more than 523,000 diagnosed cases of COVID-19, spanning every continent except Antarctica, according to data compiled by the Center for Systems Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University. At least 122,000 people around the world have recovered. With more than 80,000 diagnosed cases, the United States has the third highest national total behind Italy and China. Today's biggest developments. A third of the world's population is on coronavirus lockdown. China temporarily bars all foreign nationalists from entering the country. 17-year-old dies in Louisiana. Real ID deadline pushed back to 2021. And that is it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and bye, everyone.